you have to mean something to you. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Larry Lamar, and welcome back to my channel. And as my slogan says, you have to mean something to you, because when you mean something to yourself, can't nobody steer you down the path that you don't want to go. Hey guys, this is going to be my first video for my Seller's Guide series, right? And so for each and every video that's posted here, it's going to be for you, the seller, yes, you, to give you the education that you need in order to become a consistent 100% quota seller each and every month. Now, how do I become a consistent 100% plus seller each and every month? Larry Lamar Davidson, I got you. Look, so number one, know your products and your services. You gotta know them. Look, if you don't know what you're selling, how you gonna sell it? Okay? Look, so you need to know your strengths, know your weaknesses, and also know the advantages that you have in a particular industry. You know, are you focusing on finance? Are you focusing on retail? Are you focusing on law? Or my particular favorite, transportation and fleet. You know, those are gonna be paid, right? So you gotta know those advantages in those particular industries that you're in. And then you need to know who are my top competitors in those industries, right? So for me, I work for AT&T, you know, one of the biggest telecommunication companies ever. Could be the biggest. I'm gonna say biggest because this is my channel, so I'm gonna say it's the biggest. And so I know our thing is coverage. That's one of the biggest things is coverage. I wanna make sure that you get a phone, tablet, whatever it is, that it's gonna work, that you have the fastest data out there. And so I know my competitors are gonna be, you know, Verizon, Sprint, or T-Mobile. But when it comes to coverage, I'm only gonna be really worried about, you know, losing a deal to Verizon. Sprint, T-Mobile, not too much. But Verizon, I'm gonna be focusing on, right? So just like I came off the top with that, you guys need to be able to do the same thing. Now, let's move on to how to build a funnel. Funnel management is very important. And I'm gonna split this up two ways. I'm gonna split this up to outside sales and also retail, right? So in outside sales, you know, I want you guys to focus in on a particular industry for that day or even that week. And the reason I want you to do that is because it helps you understand the language, understand the terminology, and also it gives you a rhythm, right? Because you can talk to them about whatever terms or definitions, whatever it is. To them, it seems like that you are educated. To them, it seems like that you are a specialist. And that's what they want. Every customer wants to feel like they're taken care of. Every customer wants to feel like that their account manager is their account manager and their specialist, and they're not gonna let them down because they understand their industry. So for outside sellers, it's very important that you focus in on a particular industry and know the language, the lingo, and definitions. Then it's also important for you to have a high amount of appointments and also a high amount of quotes, because that's going to determine, again, this is going to determine the productivity that you're gonna have for that particular month. If you don't have a whole bunch of appointments and a whole bunch of quotes out there, then you're probably not gonna be too successful unless the industry or product service that you serve, it only yields only so many quotes or appointments depending on what company that you're in, right? So now let's go over to retail. With retail, you know, you guys have, you know, only a certain amount of customers that come inside those doors, right? And they might only be a kind of customer that come inside that store, right? So you want to focus in on those 4 or 5 products or, you know, services that you have to position to those customers. And depending on what kind of customer you have coming in is going to determine what lane that you go down on what product or service that you're going to sell to them particularly. And again, when I was a rep, whatever, every person that walked inside that door got a quote. You're not leaving out here without a quote on something. And again, what's very, very important, whether it's retail or where you're outside seller, is callbacks. Callbacks are very important because callbacks help you determine on what we talk about next, which is our forecast, right? Understand your forecast. Now look, I'm gonna need you guys to take out a pen and paper for this one because it's gonna be very, very important. So on the forecasting, you wanna make sure that you have 3 times as much in your funnel as whatever your quota is. So regardless if you're talking about revenue or you talking about units, if you got 20 units or you have X amount of revenue, you need to have 3 times that amount in your funnel. So if I have to sell 50 units a month, I need to have 150 units in my funnel for that particular month. And also, you need to know where are you at in the sales cycle. You know, is this your first appointment with the customer? Is it your second? Does the customer have a quote? Are you having a meeting about the quote that you sent? After you have that meeting, are there any modifications that you need to make? Are you talking to the decision maker? Because if you're just talking to the gatekeeper and you went through a whole sales cycle, you can do the whole thing with the decision maker sometimes, right? So again, normally for me, I have 3 to 4 appointments with the customer. Hey, I introduce myself, I want to talk to you. Second appointment, hey, now that we talked, I'm gonna get you a quote. Hey, let's talk about what this quote looks like. Number 4 or number 3, hey, how does this quote look? Are there any modifications? Does it look nice? Cool. Hey, next appointment, are we closing down on this deal? What else needs to be there, right? I have 3 to 5 appointments with all my customers, and I know by that 4th or 5th one, I'm gonna close the deal. If you're not, then that means you haven't done your due diligence. But I only take 3 to 5 appointments with a customer, and I want you to know where I'm gonna be at. So at that closing appointment, or right before that closing appointment, you should know if you in your 30, 60, or 90-day funnel. Now, Larry, what does that mean? 30, 60, I never heard that before, right? 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, right? 30 days is what you're gonna be closing this month. This is what you're gonna forecast to your manager or your director. This is the number that I'm closing. 60 days is what you think you're gonna close the next month. And 90 days is what you think you're gonna close in the month after that, right? 2 months out, right? So, and you need to know this because you need to know, one is my funnel 3X? If not, okay, I need to do some more calling and put that under there. Because again, if let's say your quota is 50 and you have 150, but that's spread out between those 3 months, right? You need to make sure that you're filling that funnel in for at least that 30 days, right? So whatever happens, whatever deals fall out, you can fill it up. So in conclusion, I'll talk to you guys about knowing your products and services, knowing your advantages and disadvantages, also how to build a funnel, doing those callbacks, right? Knowing the industries, and 3, knowing the forecast and knowing where you at in a sales cycle and knowing the 30, 60, 90, right? And again, guys, look, all these videos is to let you know, to give you the education that you need to become a consistent 100% plus quota seller. And remember, you have to mean something to you. And we know who you are. Can't nobody steering down the path that you don't want to go. It's your boy, Larry Lamar. Peace.